What's up, guys? It's just Nikki here from the Spirit Cafe Sessions podcast, and I'm here with a new series entitled The Spirit Cafe Sessions Storytime. I'm going to tell you some crazy, inspiring, unexplainable, and yes, sometimes spooky stories a few times a month. Let's get started, shall we? Now, have you ever wondered where modern spiritualism actually began? Not mediumship itself, not ghost stories, but the movement that convinced millions of people that communicating with spirits was possible? Well, it all started with three sisters living in a small farmhouse in New York in 1848. That's right, this is the quick telling of the legendary Fox sisters. Their names were Margaret, Kate, and Leah. And one night, strange knocking sounds began echoing throughout their home. Now, at first, the family was terrified. The sounds seemed to come from the walls, from the floors, and even sometimes from under their beds. And no matter where they searched, they couldn't find the source. One evening, 15-year-old Maggie and 11-year-old Kate decided to do something unusual. Instead of running from the sounds, they tried talking to them. Now, Kate reportedly challenged the unseen presence and said, "Mr. Splitfoot, do as I say." She snapped her fingers several times, and to everyone's surprise, the knocks snapped back the exact same number of times. Creepy, huh? The girls then began asking questions. Questions like, "How old are you?" Knock, knock. "Were you murdered?" Knock, knock. Pretty creepy, huh? I would say so. Another question that was asked was, "Can you tell us how many children are in this family?" Knock, 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 knock. According to the stories, the answers were correct each and every time. So news spread quickly through the town. Neighbors came to witness the mysterious communication for themselves, and soon crowds gathered outside the Fox home, eager to hear the strange rapping sounds. Now, the sisters became famous almost overnight, instant sensations. And as they grew older, they began holding public demonstrations where spirits would supposedly communicate through knocks, raps, and even messages. Audiences were captivated. People desperately wanted proof that death wasn't the end, and the Fox sisters seemed to be offering exactly that. Now, what happens next is what makes this story so fascinating and so talked about still all these decades later. The Fox sisters didn't just become famous. They launched an entire movement. Their demonstrations helped spark what became known as modern spiritualism. Seances became popular. Mediums began appearing all over North America and Europe. Millions of people became interested in communicating with loved ones who had passed away. But then, 40 years later, everything changed. In 1888, one of the sisters, Maggie, publicly confessed that the famous spirit knocks had been fake. She claimed the sounds were actually produced by cracking joints in her toes and feet. During a public demonstration even, she showed audiences how she could create the mysterious noises themselves. The confession made headlines all over the world, and for many people, the Fox sisters were exposed as frauds. Case closed. No ifs, ands, or buts. Except not quite. Because about a year later, Maggie took back her confession. She claimed she had been pressured into making it and said that some of the phenomenon she experienced was genuine. Now, people didn't know what to believe. They were at a loss for words. Were the sisters frauds? Were they genuine mediums who occasionally exaggerated their abilities? Did they start with real experiences that eventually became mixed with performance and fame? Or did they accidentally create something so much bigger than themselves and get boiled over with the results? These are the questions that still fascinate people today. Because regardless of what you believe about the Fox sisters, their impact is undeniable. They changed how millions of people thought about death, the afterlife, and spirit communication. In a strange way, the real mystery isn't whether the knocks were fake. The mystery is why so many people wanted to believe them in the first place. Maybe it wasn't about ghosts at all. Maybe it was about hope, curiosity, inspiration, the knowing that the people we love never truly leave us. And more than 175 years later, we're still asking the same questions they were. Comment, tell us what you think, like and share this video below. We would love to hear your thoughts. And stay tuned for our next story session. Bye.